Welcome. My name is Katie, and you can find me on social media at Your Mental Health Mentor. I'm so grateful that you followed your intuition and are here with me to learn how to take care of your mental health full time and build a freedom based life that truly thrives. If you're here, that probably means that you're lacking some peace within your mental wellness. You feel like you simply have no time to properly give yourself the love your soul needs, or you haven't quite found that deeper guidance that actually helps you achieve the mentally healthy lifestyle that you deserve. The biggest blessing we have in this life is our well being, the ability to actually enjoy our time here and thrive throughout the journey. Well, you're in the right place because you're about to learn how to make you your life's work. And let me tell you, it is the absolute best empowered decision you could ever make for yourself. And since I am incredibly proud of you already for taking the first step towards transforming your life, I've decided to gift you with my top secret resource that changed the game for me, the limiting belief release exercise. So make sure you stay until the end to learn how to get this life-changing tool. So, we spend so much time learning how to cope with our mental health problems when they arise, but not enough time learning how to truly thrive. No more bandaid solutions for our mental health. It's time we create a lifestyle that allows us to truly thrive. Now, in today's webinar, you'll walk away with a perspective shift on how to think about mental health and healing, an understanding of the three key pillars that are the foundation of living a thriving life, and knowledge on a powerful vehicle that can literally turn your mental wellness journey into your full-time career. Really excited for this. So I just want to make sure I'm talking to the right people here. This is not for you if you would rather stay comfortable in the familiar than expand into your potential. This is not for you if you're not ready to invest time, energy, or finances into your healing. And this is not for you if you want a quick fix instead of a full life transformation. Now, these are my people right here. This is for you if you're tired of just coping and are ready to actually heal mentally, emotionally, and physically. This is for you if you feel stuck in your current circumstances and want a path that gives you real options, real freedom, and real purpose. And this is for you if you want to be a part of a movement that supports your growth, not just with tools, but with a community, mentorship, and a proven vehicle. And I was once in your shoes. That's exactly why I shifted from working my previous job in the education space into making myself my life's work. And wow, what a full life transformation this opportunity has gifted me with. Over the last 6 to 7 years, I've reclaimed my time schedule to prioritize my growth, spend my time with the people I love, and travel the world with my now husband. I've taken back my health and educated myself on what a clean, healthy lifestyle looks like and implemented what served me and my mental wellness. So, I've impacted the lives of many inspired souls around the globe and truly found my authentic purpose here. And most importantly, I've gone from depressed and dysregulated to grounded and thriving. I'm not just saying any of this to brag. I want you to catch the vision here and see what's possible for you, because if I can do it, so can you. So, I myself previously struggled with depression for about 10 years of my life. And to be completely honest with you, I had a happy life on paper, but something deep down just never felt okay. I had a deep level of sadness I just could not get rid of, and I was constantly spiraling like a tornado with limiting thoughts. So, over the years, I tried a lot of the traditional healing methods like counseling and different medications. And honestly, I had a hard time within regular counseling. Don't get me wrong, I am a true believer that these therapies are super valuable, but I just felt like I was craving a deeper level of healing since I still didn't really understand where my depression was actually coming from. So I ended up trying a few different medications, only to end up feeling like a zombie from The Walking Dead. And then life chose to change things up for me. I ended up getting some concussions at work, which forced me to spend over 10 months off at home healing from my now post concussion syndrome. And honestly, having concussion symptoms for the last 7 years has taught me a lot of life lessons. But the biggest thing it made me change was the stress in my life, because anything that brought me stress started giving me literal headaches. So I decided to do an audit and clear out things in my life that were causing me stress. So I cut out relationships that were no longer serving me, toxicity within my environment, and I started living a life with blissipline. Yes, I said that, blissful discipline. So, as soon as I started to create this stress free, non toxic environment, I began to see what thriving really meant, even though I was experiencing a brain injury. And little did I know that this brain injury was a blessing in disguise, because I ended up coming across mindfulness, intriguing research on the brain, and a holistic product that massively transformed my health. I ended up starting my own business, quitting my job, marrying my dream man, traveling the world, diving deep into my personal development, and becoming the best version of myself. So, within it all, I beat depression and I found the things that I love most in life. I followed my heart and let it lead me to where I'm meant to be, taking care of myself full time and making waves within the mental health community. So, as I started creating this thriving life, I began to get curious as to why what I was doing was working and gather the facts so that I could teach people how to change their lives alongside me. So, I'm here today to teach you exactly what I've learned over the last 7 years so that you can stop coping with band aid solutions and start thriving. So, you may have heard some of these within my story, but these were the main things that I found were impacting my brain chemistry and adding to my mental health challenges. This was a big one: stress. Please do not wait until life forces you to take aligned action on reducing stresses in your life like I did. Stress can come from so many different areas, so take note on where you may be experiencing stress when I mention these areas of life. Financial hardship, no control over your time or schedule, a lack of brain energy to invest into personal growth and healing. Time off work is often just used to catch up on errands, on social time, or on just resting. So, what you surround yourself with in your day to day life will essentially determine your entire reality. And that's why your environment matters so much. And this can be impacted by a few different things: workplace burnout, lack of nature, your social surroundings, social media consumption, belief systems of the people around you, lack of time to do what actually sparks a light within you. So you never know it, but you're probably surrounded by toxicity as well, which massively impacts your brain chemistry. And if you're already living a non toxic life, let's be friends. So if you aren't, no worries. You don't know until you know. But toxins show up within your life where you would least expect it: in the foods that you're eating, the water you're drinking, the products in your home, your sleep schedule, the air that you're breathing, the exercise you're doing, and the very screen you are watching this on. And these factors are causing more than 1 billion people around the world to experience inflammation, oxidative stress, disrupted neurotransmitters, emotional dysregulation, and ultimately increasing the risk of conditions like depression and anxiety. So once I learned the science behind all of this, it made me super curious. So I went down the rabbit hole, of course. So I became super intrigued by mindfulness, the subconscious mind, and the power of hydration. Now, these topics were what essentially allowed me to understand, dissect, and completely rewire my mental health. Let me explain. So, I believe that mindfulness was the solid foundation of what helped me heal from depression. I found millions of people around the world are experiencing these very things in their lives without consistent mindfulness practices. Increased stress and anxiety, emotional reactivity, difficulty managing negative thoughts, reduced emotional regulation, poor concentration and focus, impaired relationships, and reduced self awareness. Now, let's talk about what a life with mindfulness practices looks like. So, these four aspects of mindfulness were what I found most important when it came to returning home to myself: presence, awareness, intention, and curiosity. Now, these were what I based my daily habits around, and the repetition of these habits was essentially what allowed me to regulate my emotions and shift my focus to what serves me, rather than allowing myself to get caught up in the negative spiral of my thoughts. So, gaining presence, creating awareness, and being intentional with my life and my mental health was where my curiosity began to bloom. And the very thought of being mindful sparked a question within me: how much do I really know about my own mind? And then I asked myself, what if we fully understood the way our entire mind works? Would that then help us heal our mental health? So I decided to do some more research on the mind. And here is what is absolutely wild: most of our mind is actually running the show beneath the surface. Scientists estimate that around 95% of our thoughts and behaviors are subconscious, or also submerged, like you see in this iceberg. So we're only truly conscious of a small part of our mind, like we would see from the surface on this little boat up here. So that means many of the beliefs, habits, and emotional patterns that are completely guiding our lives were formed long ago, and we often don't even realize that they're there. But once we become aware of them, we can start to rewire how we think, feel, and respond. And that's where I believe true healing begins. Now, this is an eye opening concept, I know, but let's peek into what someone's life who doesn't know this information and is currently struggling with their mental health looks like. So, lack of control over their behaviors, higher stress levels, emotional dysregulation, reaction over responding, lack of confidence and self awareness, limited creativity potential, and straight up just living in survival mode or running on autopilot. I don't know about you, but this was 1000% the life I was living before I learned all of this. Like I said, you don't know until you know. So, this is an incredibly full life transformation that I guide people through when they're taking care of their mental health. So, we won't go too deep into this today, but our subconscious minds are essentially the hidden drivers of our lives. And it's responsible for our beliefs, fears, habits, values, our imagination, our self image, our dreams, those automatic thoughts that pop into our minds, our emotions, how we perceive ourselves, and so much more. So, if we can gain awareness around this ideology, we can allow this to work for us instead of against us. So, the subconscious mind can significantly help us with our mental health by identifying and healing the root cause of our stress and anxiety, which will allow us to manage our emotional responses and habits. So, this is an extremely important topic to be educated on when shifting into making you your life's work, because things will always come up that we need to grow through. And that is both the beauty and the beast of this journey. Have you ever seen in the cartoons where they have the little angel and the little devil on each of your shoulders, feeding the person either doubts or empowering thoughts? Well, you've seen this before. It's that little voice in your head that's either giving you an F yeah decision or an F no decision. And these thoughts come up for you the way they do because of your programming and your beliefs, which have the power to change at any moment if we choose to. So, this knowledge actually gives us the power to train this little voice to be our empowering best friend rather than that little devil on your shoulder. So, understanding our minds fully means understanding what it's even made up of, which brings us to the power of hydration. So, our brains are nearly 75% water, which means the way we hydrate directly affects how we think, how we feel, and how we overall function. And since our bodies and minds are made up from up to 75% water, doesn't it make sense that we look deeper into the water we are hydrating our minds with? Now, this was the life changing rabbit hole that I went down. I learned that not all water is created equal. Spoiler alert, this is the key to mastering our mind's potential. When I learned this, I was drinking tap water with the odd bottled water for convenience when I was out until I saw this picture and realized that these are the pipes that our water travels through before it comes out of our taps. Isn't that disgusting? This made me super curious about bottled water, and I learned that bottled water drinkers may be consuming hundreds of thousands of plastic particles over time. Madness. And these plastic particles have the ability to cross into our organs, including our brain, and they actually start to accumulate there, which can impair the blood brain barrier, create oxidative stress in our brain, and even damage our neurons. So, chronic exposure to these microplastics may worsen conditions like anxiety and depression, and even the contribution to developing like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and more. I don't know about you, but I'm good without increasing my risk of those in my life. So, the thing is, both tap and bottled water create oxidative stress in the body, which, by the way, is directly related to anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and more. And they both create inflammation in the brain, and they both also create what's called acidosis in the body over time, which is where diseases thrive. Okay. Wow. Let's pause for a deep breath because this is another eye opening topic that I am dumping on you. So let's get some solutions to this glaring problem. Okay. So at first, I started looking at basic filtration systems, which I did find. But I actually learned that there is way more hidden powers within hydration that we don't know about than simply just having clean water. There is actually a type of water out there that reduces oxidative stress, helps fight acidosis, and reduces inflammation in the body and in the brain. So this is the on the rise next kitchen appliance, the K8 machine, and it's a medically certified device made in Japan that has been used in hospitals there for decades now. And it simply hooks up directly to your kitchen faucet and it turns your tap water into medically graded drinking water. Wild. So let's talk about why this machine that produces what's called electrolyzed reduced water is so superior compared to other types of water. Now, this water has the power to reduce oxidative stress by giving your body massive amounts of antioxidants. So, to give you a better idea, if you were to consume 1 pound of blueberries to get your antioxidants in, it's equivalent to 1 glass of this water. And it also reduces inflammation in the body and brain with its high level of molecular hydrogen, which is directly related to our mental well being. And this machine can do this because this water has smaller groups of water molecules. Let me explain. So typically, water molecules are formed in large clusters of around 12 to 14 molecules, whereas this machine breaks down those groups of molecules into smaller groups of around 5 to 6 molecules, making it 6 times easier for your body to absorb on a cellular level. And lastly, electrolyzed reduced water is also naturally alkalized with electricity, which helps fight acidity in the body. So, when our bodies develop acidosis, it can result in mood swings, fatigue, and brain fog. So, by drinking this alkalized water, we can bring our bodies back to homeostasis, right, a neutral pH, if not slightly alkaline. And this is where the neurotransmitters function properly in regards to our mood, our cognition, and our focus. I personally have been drinking this water for 6 years now, and I have stopped having migraines. I've cleared my own brain fog. Plus, I've regulated my digestive system with IBS, which I was not expecting. And this was something cool that I learned also. This water actually helped give me the clarity to reach my potential by decalcifying my pineal gland within my brain. Super cool. But this machine is more than just healthy drinking water. It's an entirely healthy and non toxic lifestyle. Get this, this blew my mind. It has 5 different types of water, all that have over 100 uses. So, this allows you to say goodbye to toxic home cleaners, toxic skincare, toxic sanitizers, toxic pesticides, and the list goes on. I could go on forever. Do you see what I mean by lifestyle? So once I fell in love with my own device, I soon came across these other life-changing products made by the same company, the Spa Mineral Shower Unit. Because let's be honest, if you're drinking high level water, why allow your body to continue soaking up the harmful toxins within tap water through your showers and your baths? And then there is an electromagnetic frequency radiation protector. Now, this one is super key for not allowing EMF radiation to impact your mental health. Because within my research on the brain and mental health, I found a book published by 11 global EMF radiation specialists that stated cognitive disturbances and mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, and obsessive compulsive disorder in adults are more serious and persist even in the absence of a direct source of radiation. So, yes, even the simple things within our home, like our Wi Fi, our devices, and even our lights, can impact our mental health. Now, this is a massively growing problem within the growth of our technology within our homes right now. And then lastly, there is turmeric products. Turmeric is known to massively reduce inflammation in the body, but what I found most intriguing about these supplements was that they have 1,846% of your daily value of riboflavin, which is something that my neurologists were recommending for me to take more of to support my brain health. Very interesting. So, to put it simply, there are 5 important impacts of riboflavin on your mental well being. The first one is that it provides energy for your brain, specifically for thinking, focus, and emotional regulation. Very important. The second one is riboflavin supports healthy neurotransmitters, meaning it helps convert nutrients into serotonin, dopamine, and other mood regulating chemicals. Also, very important for our mental health. It protects our brain from stress and inflammation with the use of antioxidants, similar to the water. It helps reduce migraines and tension related headaches. This one was a huge one for me. And then the last one is riboflavin supports a calmer nervous system, which is super important when it comes to anxiety and focus. So now that you've been introduced to this machine and the lifestyle and the products that it provides, let me tell you a bit more about the company that has created these, Enagic. Now, I want you to take very serious note of how this company works because this is what allowed me to truly step into taking care of my mental health full time and creating a life full of freedom and purpose. And it can do exactly the same for you. So, Enagic is the world's leading water ionization company for over 51 years now. And over the decades, they have achieved the highest certifications for their high level management systems, the world's most recognized environmental standard, which is really cool, and Japanese medical certifications. Below, there is a photo of me with Enagic's CEO, Mr. Oshiro, who grew up in Okinawa, Japan. I actually traveled there last year to see all of the Enagic facilities and celebrate 50 years of the company. What an absolute blessing. For those of you that feel a little bit anxious about the idea of traveling to the other side of the world, don't worry, it's not a requirement. It's just a really cool opportunity I decided that would serve me. So, Mr. Oshiro has built Enagic from the ground up alongside his lovely wife to impact the health of the world and help them create a freedom based lifestyle. So, their philosophy is realizing true health around the globe, and they define true health by these three key pillars: physical health, mental health, and financial health. Now, I really want to highlight Enagic's philosophy of true health here. These are what I believe to be the three key pillars to the foundation of a thriving life. And this was where I absolutely fell in love with the vision here within Enagic. They provide you with all of the tools to start living a physically healthy lifestyle, like you saw. And we already know that massively impacts our mental health. The work that we will be doing by creating a structured lifestyle with mindfulness habits, alongside diving deep into our subconscious minds to rewire our brain, will guide us towards mastering our mental health. But there is one more aspect of true health that I believe to be the biggest piece of opening up our lives to truly take care of our mental health full time: financial health. Because at the end of the day, you have access to all of these powerful products, these tools and teachings. But if you have no time to actually take part in utilizing them, where will your mental health be then? So the truth is, financial hardship can cost us our time, our peace, and our mental health. And I'll be honest with you, the only thing that should matter in life is our well being. And if we don't have our well being, we will waste away our years within work that builds someone else's dream. So why not build our own dream life? Well, Enagic gives us that empowerment as well. Getting just one of these products opens us up to a once in a lifetime partnership opportunity where changing your water can truly change your entire life. Becoming an independent distributor allows you to be your own boss, write your own paychecks, and start building the purposeful life that you deserve. We are often forced to show up for a schedule that doesn't always fit our immediate mental health needs. So, here in Enagic, we are creating the freedom to design our personalized blueprint of what our work life balance should look like, because it's not a one size fits all thing. When we can put down all of the things that we're juggling, we gain peace within presence in our lives. Many of our just independent distributors are spending their time exploring the world around them, presently being around loved ones, finding their authentic, meaningful purpose in life, and finding the safety to bloom within this community and take back the control over their time, all while living a lifestyle where they are taking care of their mental health. So, having a financially healthy life can truly open so many doors for us. And when you start this journey, all of the sudden, parts of your regular expenses become tax write offs. Traveling becomes business trips. And you can take all of the mental health days that you need, but not just to veg out on the couch and binge watch Love is Blind, with actual tools and resources that help you pour back into your cup and bloom into your best self. And within this partnership opportunity, you actually have the ability to build up your financial health, not just for you, but to pass down to your children and even your grandchildren. That's right, 2 generations. This is truly building a legacy of financial health in your family. So, to give you a clearer idea of the power within this partnership, I'll break down the basics of Enagic's 8-point compensation plan, which is patented, by the way. So their business model has the stamp of approval from the Direct Sellers Association, which is so important to me, which essentially means that they are in compliance with the country's regulations and meet ethical and legal standards to be a member. So you'll see some larger numbers here. Yes, these machines are high ticket items, selling at around $4,000 to $6,000 with payment plan options as well as low as $60 a month, which is awesome. This also means, though, that the company has way more to pay out directly to us. So Enagic actually pays out over 50% of the total that they receive for these machines directly to their distributors. They have such a big heart. So, to put it simply, as you are building your freedom based lifestyle, tending to your mental health, and directly helping others prioritize their own mental health journeys, you'll be building out a collective of inspired individuals that are also motivated to help others do the same. This is kind of like the black arrow that's pointing to the right. And when you help someone start this journey, they are essentially opening up a franchise within your organization, like the water drops below you. And there's this blue arrow here that says indirect sales. What this means is that as these souls in your organization build out their own freedom based lifestyle and create a ripple effect that impacts the lives around them, those inspired souls will also help you progress to 4A, 5A, 6A, and beyond. So, between both direct and indirect lives that you are impacting, you're receiving anywhere from $350 to $2,106 per each soul that you are impacting. That is a life changing money. Like the type of money that relieves financial hardship and allows you to shift into making you your life's work full time. But get this, Mr. Oshiro has actually created a space within this plan that goes further than 6A for people to achieve a whole new level of freedom for not just themselves, but their entire family. The ability to earn an extra $5,000 plus once you get in a good flow with your own mental health. So once you get into a good flow with your own mental health, what better way is there to celebrate that than to share all of your value to the ones that chose to follow you and your mental health journey and were inspired to start their own? And Nagic has built this 8-point plan to make sure that there is always support for every soul within this space. So you'll really see here how our work with understanding our conscious and subconscious minds ties directly into building a lifestyle like this. Because let's be honest, being in a place where we are evolving can feel scary. It's outside of our comfort zones. But when you can support your conscious mind in saying, I am safe to expand into my potential, rather than stay stagnant in my comfort zone and current situation, you immediately set the tone for your entire transformation into your highest self. So take note of any limiting beliefs that may pop up for you throughout this entire webinar. No, seriously, write them down. We will be coming back to look deeper into these together during my top secret activity, the limiting belief release. So remember, you are in the driver's seat, and your fear can sit safely in the back seat as you reassure it that everything is going to be a-okay. So when things come up, try asking yourself, is this coming from a place of fear? Or is this coming from a place of calm, pure potentiality? Listen, you are capable of achieving anything you decide that you want to achieve in this lifetime. The universe, God, your higher self, whatever it is that you believe in, is always working in your favor. You just have to declare your desires and take the aligned action to get there. So, of course, this is a super personalized journey for you, but just because you're building this for yourself does not mean that you will be doing it by yourself. This isn't just impacting your mental health, creating a ripple effect. This is a global movement. I want to introduce you to the Thirst to Thrive movement. The Thirst to Thrive community is the second family that you have been longing for, where we can all come together and share our unique visions and journeys. And open transparency, the mission that we are all on to achieve a thriving mind and lifestyle, it can be challenging. We are taking a deep dive into the way our minds work, tearing down the blocks that are holding us back and completely rewiring our brains. It won't just magically happen overnight. But when you are surrounding yourself with an abundance of inspired, aligned souls, all on a similar journey, it truly does make the entire process that much more miraculous. So you'll get to hear other people's stories, share experiences, help each other stay on track, and come together to work through the tough times and ultimately thrive together. We have multiple opportunities for people to get together in person and thrive, as well as utilizing the online world to stay connected with each other all over the globe. So you won't just have an entire community to build your mentally healthy lifestyle beside, you're actually going to receive free mentorship to guide you to success as well. So first, you have direct access to weekly team coaching calls and trainings where we learn about valuable topics necessary for our growth, as well as opening up the floor to discuss any challenges people may be facing. Next, you'll have direct access to my calendar to book one-on-one coaching calls for more personalized strategies and support. That's right, personalized. You don't have to build this exactly like me by having a brain injury and diving down rabbit holes. I am here to guide you through your very own experience here. We all have lived different lives, faced different challenges, and have different visions for ourselves. So I strongly believe in helping you find your unique authenticity within this community and allow that to lead you to your personalized version of thriving. Now, you've probably already noticed this, but this is not your typical mental health support. This is not meant to replace any medical advice or other support that you are receiving, as I am not a medical professional. But within Enagic and the Thirst to Thrive movement, we are not here to simply just talk about our struggles. This movement is about taking the aligned action to achieve our desired outcome and build a thriving life. Of course, our entire community will be here to support you and your journey through and through, but we also take precautions when it comes to both our time and our energy, as we all have goals that we're striving towards. As myself and others in the community pour into you and your journey, we ask that you show up willing, meaning you are willing to show up for yourself and take aligned action; coachable, meaning you are open minded and open to learning and accepting where you're at now and what you may need to do to achieve your goals; and hungry, meaning you want this and you are not willing to give up on your dreams. All right, let's hear from some inspired souls within the thriving community.
Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Chris Allen. I'm 32 years young. I live out in beautiful San Diego, and I've been a part of this opportunity with the Nagic now for 8 years. How I got started in this 8 years ago, I had just graduated college with a marketing degree from the University of San Diego, and I decided to go join the workforce, 9 to 5, joining a supply company, working in marketing and sales. And I thought it was like what I was supposed to do, right? Get a job, or go to school, get a job, and then build a family and build a career and be there for 30, 40, 50 years. But I quickly realized, like, just within a few months, this is not what I want, right? I was overworked, underpaid, working long hours, not having the time to like hang out with my friends or see my family. I had to like move from San Diego to Los Angeles. And it just wasn't an ideal environment for me. And seeing the people that I was working with too, some of them I got along with, but some of them I didn't. And I saw the trajectory of where they were and how they had spent 5, 10 years at that same place. And it didn't really align with my goals and where I wanted to be 10 years, even 20 years from now. And I saw that there was a limit to how much potentially that they could earn. So for me, it kind of made sense to see what else is out there. And at the end of the day, I really wanted more fulfillment in my life. I wanted more purpose. And I didn't want to feel like, like I was being kept at a place where I didn't belong. I knew that God was calling me to a better place. And that's when I was introduced to this opportunity. And I started seeing people that I know, that I knew back from my college days, that were promoting this opportunity, and they were sharing how much they were making, and they were promoting this incredible product. And I was actually already familiar with the product because my parents had purchased one of the Kangen machines back in 2009. So I was vaguely familiar with the product. I would use it when I was home, but if I wasn't home, I wasn't educated on it, so I didn't use it. But I realized that I kind of correlated the two and had like an epiphany. And I realized like maybe this is God calling me to something more, right? This is maybe my opportunity, right? I wanted to become an entrepreneur. I just didn't have a vehicle to follow. I didn't have something to jump into. So once I discovered this, it became very clear that this is maybe God talking to me and saying that this is where I want you to be. I want you to help people. I want you to build a life of true freedom. And I want you to follow this path. And it became just very clear that I needed to follow that path. And it's been 8 years since I started this journey. We've helped over 1,000 families change their lives. And in doing so, by helping other people, I've been able to basically break free from my job. I've been jobless for now 5 years now, since starting this. I started on a part-time basis, but eventually this kind of took over my full-time gig, and I decided to part ways. And it's been amazing. I've been able to create freedom. I've been able to travel and spend more time with my family and feel that impact, right? Feel that fulfillment that I was longing for. And it's really brought me full circle, and I've been able to help so many people. But in doing so, I've been able to really help myself, and pour my cup first, right? Being able to break free from that situation and not be tied down to a job, and being able to work my own hours and travel around the world and have not a limit to how much I could earn. That's what I really wanted. And I wanted that fulfillment, like I talked about. Like I wanted to really help people, and this opportunity has given me so much more. So, super grateful for this opportunity. And if you're watching this, definitely act on faith and take that next step and book your call and talk with the person who invited you here, because they really want the best for you. And I feel like this can help you break free and help you level up your life in so many amazing ways, like it's done for me and so many other people around there. So I will see you hopefully on the inside and hopefully at a next event in person. God bless.
Wow, what an inspiring journey Chris has had. He wasn't experiencing a strong sense of worth within the work he was doing and simply felt like he was just made for more. He truly followed his calling and the signs God sent him, and now he is one of the most powerful leaders I know that is changing lives all over the world. All right, let's take a look at Aisa's journey.
Hey, my name's Aisa. I am excited to say I can be grateful to share my story here with you today, because I can still remember a time when I couldn't find three things to be grateful for, let alone one thing to find beautiful, and struggled with depression for a lot of my life, especially in the young, teenage, and older years. I also got diagnosed with ADHD and just always felt like I was different and I didn't belong, or my brain was working differently than others, and for some reason it felt like a burden, until I made the decision to change my water. At the time, I used to have an alarm that said wake up to go to work, and one day I realized that I was meant for more than just work to pay the bills, or to have to ask somebody else for permission to take a mental health day or to take a sick day. So I made the decision to change my life and join this movement, and ever since that happened, I have been medication free for the last 6 years. No ADHD medication, no migraine medication, and no depression. I share this with you to say that what was one of the most amazing things for me is that I realized that it wasn't just my mental health, it was also that I was in an environment that wasn't conducive for me to fully be myself. And ever since joining this community, I know and I've been so grateful that I have found a space that celebrates all of my uniqueness, where I can focus every day not only on myself but on the impact that I can also make for the world. So I wake up every day excited, wondering whose life can we change. And if you are seeing this right now, just it's for a reason. You got connected with Katie for a reason. She's an amazing person, and she's also going to be able to bridge that gap for you so that you can wake up every day excited and you can thrive in the way that you were meant to.
Aisa's story is so impactful. I love that she touches on when you're planted in the right environment, you can truly bloom. This movement and these products have allowed her to become medication free with her ADHD, alongside helping her kick depression to the curb, like myself. I'm so grateful you're getting to hear from Aisa today, because the impact doesn't stop there. This water has also massively impacted her family as well. Take a look.
Hey, my name's Aisa. I'm going to share with you our family story of how this water and this movement has changed our lives. So about 6 years ago, I discovered the power of this water. My grandpa was 88 at the time, and he was starting to show some signs of cognitive decline. Now, if you know my grandpa, he's been telling the same jokes for 30 years. This was different. And as someone who lost two grandparents to Alzheimer's, and seeing a lot of it, I started getting scared because I was far away from him, and there was nothing that I thought I could physically do to be able to help him or to spend more time with him, until I discovered the benefits of this water. And I talked to him about getting it into his life. He said, Aisa, we already have good water. Keep in mind, I come from the mountains, so it was really fresh, but fresh is different than ionized hydrogen water. So with that in mind, I did something I'm really proud of. I forced him to drink the water. I bought him a machine, and within 1 month, we started noticing that he wasn't repeating his stories anymore. It's now been about 6 years since he's been drinking the water. All he had to do was implement one fresh glass in the morning, one fresh glass at night. Now, there's other things that we noticed too. He used to have heart oh my gosh, heartburn, like the one where, like your stomach is upset. There's certain foods that he couldn't eat, like tomato sauce, tomatoes, for example. Now his stomach is doing so well that he's able to grow tomatoes every summer. He still goes skiing in the winter. I got to go with him and go skiing with him. He says he used to have Charlie horses every night. He doesn't have them anymore. So there's just so many different benefits that we noticed for our family, specifically when it came to my grandpa. And if you're seeing this, I trust that you're seeing it for a reason. Maybe there's a loved one around you that you think about when you hear that story. Keep in mind, I'm not saying this is a cure for anything. I'm not making any promises or medical claims, but hearing somebody else's dad's story with dementia is what got me to buy my grandpa this machine. And I know for a fact he wouldn't have been able to fly to my wedding and to spend all of the time that we had together if it wasn't for this investment.
Wow, imagine where her grandpa would be right now if he had never been introduced to this water. I'm so proud of Aisa for indulging in the ripple effect here and allowing this movement to impact her family as well. Who do you know that may be able to benefit from your ripple effects? I have the utmost gratitude for finding a single opportunity that allowed me to solve the three main problems that were impacting my brain chemistry, giving me everything I needed to truly thrive. And I cannot wait to help you do the same. Because when you start seeing the results in your life, you'll be more addicted to building this life than you are to that one giant coffee cup in your cupboard. This idea of true health really has the ability to heal every aspect of our mental health journeys if we let it. I want you to close your eyes for a moment and picture yourself in this lifestyle. You wake up naturally to the sun shining in your window. You are inspired to get out of bed and start your slow morning with replenishing your mind and your body with the most powerful water, followed by a revitalizing shower in your Anespa. You get dressed into whatever feels good to you and head outside to listen to the birds chirp in nature while sipping on a warm Okan tea to support your inflammation. After filling your cup, you connect with your new friends in the Thirst to Thrive community to reignite your energy and go out there and make waves in the mental health of the world. You've stepped into your deepest, most authentic purpose. And because you are in full alignment with the life you're living and the impact you're making, you're seeing thousands of dollars flow into your bank account each week. You take a deep breath and sit in gratitude as you realize anything is possible if you have your well-being, your freedom, and your peace. Now open your eyes. You were not put on this earth to scrape by, to live your life on autopilot, or just trying to survive. You were made to thrive. That lifestyle that you just saw for yourself is waiting for you to make it your reality. And you can do that with this opportunity. So, your next step here is to book your free consultation call with myself, where you can get your questions answered, blueprint in place, and leave feeling inspired and empowered. After booking your call, you will receive your copy of my top secret resource that changed the game for me, the Limiting Belief Release, where you can work through any of your limiting beliefs that are coming up for you that may be holding you back from your true potential. I cannot wait to meet you on our call. Trust that you were brought here to this webinar for a reason. You were meant to see this opportunity to truly set yourself free and thrive within your time here on earth. So I'll leave you with a simple affirmation to declare your worthiness with me. So say it with me. I am worthy of living a thriving life where I can prioritize my mental health, surround myself with inspired souls, and send out a ripple effect to impact the mental health of the entire world. So thank you so much for giving this webinar a watch today. I wish you the love and abundance that you deserve, and I cannot wait to meet you on our call. Cheers.